he was like, nah, I'm gonna let her get hit. She sat here and made you good food. You know Iris can't cook. I said, Raven Simone? Is he having visions? No, my man is more advanced. He has enhanced cognition. Thought he was gonna try to stop her? Said, oh Lord, Barry. Star Labs back. And he knocked my homie out because her Velocity X was running out. Hey guys, it's Kaya. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be recapping and reviewing The Flash Season 7, Episode 2, The Speed of Thought. And this episode, y'all, was so good. We have Cisco and Frost back. I saw a glimpse of my man Wells. This is gonna be epic. Let's get into it. So we started the episode off with Team Flash remembering all the different Wells. And when I tell y'all, it was so sad. Just going back and showing them my heart can't take this. Barry is feeling that this is his fault because his enemies have been feeding off of his weakness basically, which is his heart. My man cares for everyone. And that's not a bad thing, but they've been using it against him. So Ramsey, you know, he infected Barry, and this chick Eva sat here and made a mirror copy of Iris, and it took him a very long time to find out that was not his wife, sleeping in the same bed as this woman. She sat here and made you good food. You know Iris can't cook, and none of this is raising any sort of alarm to him. So, you know, it took my man a while. So just knowing that it took you this long, for you're supposed to know this person inside out, and for it to have gone this long, it's eating him up inside. But my man's heart is what makes him in this show. So don't lose that, Barry. But he did. Remember Homegirl Iris last week when she was trying to send her message? Turns out Allegra actually got that message as well. It was a message to Camilla and Singh telling them to meet at the Speed Lab in the Mirrorverse, because she hasn't been able to find them this whole time. So hopefully this will let them link up. So Barry and Cisco get to work on a portal that they can use to get to the Mirrorverse. And somewhere along the way during this discussion, he starts to predict everything Cisco is about to say and write before he does it. I said, Raven Simone? Is he having visions? No, my man is more advanced. He has enhanced cognition, aka speed thinking, thanks to the artificial speed force. And here we were, before he didn't even have speed, now he has speed and speed thinking. That's right, Barry. You multiply your abilities. At first it's great because it's helping him get through things a lot quicker back at Star Labs, but we soon find out that it's too good to be true. So thanks to Barry's newfound abilities, he discovers a way that they can create a portal into the Mirrorverse so that way they can get everyone out, but they would just need the exact location as to where they are. But thanks to the message that Allegra received from Iris, she now knows that they will be located in the Speed Lab. And at the same time, they learn that the photons that they would also need are on this girl Eva. So as long as they can get close enough to get those photons off of her, this plan can go into action. They about to go catch Homegirl at the black hole site she about to head up. And she don't know they coming either. And my man Barry, y'all, listen, the more he uses these powers, we're learning that it's costing him his humanity and basically what makes the Flash the Flash. So he needs to stop. But get them first. And it's great the way they did this episode, because how it started with him just talking about who he is as a person, his heart, and how he feels like that's what holds him back and what people use against him. And now to slowly see that go away throughout the episode, just gradually. And Grant's performance last week, his comedic performance, but this week, the contrast. Homegirl Iris finds Camilla, and it's about time. Singh's nowhere to be found right now, but they're still looking for him. But I'm just impressed with the fact that Iris, who has been in here the longest, has been able to hold it together this well. I mean, she's had a few moments before, you know, where her mom was kind of playing tricks on her. But even in this scene right here, y'all see her? She is all the way there. She knows where she is, what the plan is, what the goal is. Y'all, Frost is back. It's about time. We got the whole team back together, almost. And she shows up and she helps them get the photons off of Eva, but then Eva comes and she attacks her. But my guy Barry, I tell you, he's losing it now because he's been using these new powers of his. And for a split second, he thinks about going to save her. And I guess he thinks better of it. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna let her get hit. So Eva goes and attacks Frost. And Barry stood there and Cisco witnessed him letting the girl get knocked out. So now Frost is back at Star Labs and she's crashing. So they need to find a way to help her. But Barry, using his newfound abilities, makes a cocktail that brings her back, basically. What got me though was Barry standing by the table the entire time while Cisco is frantically trying to figure out what to do for Frost. And Frost is laid up, you know? And he's just like, until he actually goes and does something. There's no rush, no sense of urgency. He does not care. He moves in his own time, his own speed, because he already knows what he's gonna do. And the fact that Frost was so chill with it. This dude just let you get hit, didn't even try to help you. Had you laid up in here, it was a 0.0002% chance that that tachyon enhancer was gonna get damaged had he tried to stop her. We thought he was gonna try to stop her. But I mean, I guess the fact that he actually did something in the end that saved her. So she was like, you know what? You knew what to do, so I'm cool with it. That's real friendship right there. So Mama Cecile ends up reading the way Allegra is feeling and realizes that she's hurting because of Nash. And we learn that Allegra's daddy left her when she was little. So she has these abandonment issues. And the reason why she never let Nash get close to her is because it's better to push them away than to let them get close enough to have that chance to leave you. But Mama Cecile's giving some good advice. You know, when you love someone, you never truly lose them. Now Barry ends up finding out that Eva is not the real Eva. Real Eva dead. And ends up telling Cisco and Frost. But on top of that, this dude goes and broadcasts it on live television while Eva is on an interview that the real Eva died. I said, oh Lord, Barry. Cisco and Frost, they don't know what to do because this isn't Barry. Why would you do something like that? You're adding fuel to the fire. My man Barry, he ain't trying to hear it. Listen, he done played out all these different scenarios in his head, and this is what's gonna make her the most upset, because according to him, when you get them really upset, that's when they start slipping. So he thinks you're gonna be off her A game, but we'll see about that. Now Barry has all but lost it at this point. This isn't the Barry we know. He makes the discovery that it'll take all of the dark matter photons to pull Iris out because she's been in for a longer time than Camilla and Singh, whereas those two can come out together. This dude, his mind, I tell you. So he plays out this whole scenario where the team chooses to pull out Camilla and Singh, but it's not real. Now flashback, he not about to tell him. He don't want that to play out in real life. I'm gonna go get my woman, but the thing is, he don't even want her because that's his wife. The dude just wants her because she will have information that'll be useful to taking down Eva. Iris been missing for how long, sir? But like I said, it's not him right now. He don't know. David, y'all. But now him and Camilla both passed out because apparently it's a side effect of being sent to the Mirrorverse by the mirror gun. But Iris is good. Cisco has been taking this really well, with Camilla being trapped up in the Mirrorverse as well. I said, he putting on a brave face for the most part. Cisco is hurt by the fact that he sees Barry is only trying to pull out Iris because it'll take up all the dark matter photons just to bring her out since she's been in for so long. Cisco understands because he knows this isn't Barry and he's just trying to find a way to make that connection with his friend and to bring him back. But he also feels that Barry is acting this way because he misses Iris. Barry is emotionally cut off. This is a side effect from the artificial speed force because when they built it, they made it so that it wouldn't have an emotional fallout. Whereas Thawne's version, his was made from negative emotion. So their artificial speed force that they created is what has stripped Barry of all of his emotions and has made him to what honestly he thinks is a better version of himself because he can get more done this way. Y'all, this boy Barry sat here and called Camilla and Singh expendable. I said, oh, no he didn't. And Cisco looked so hurt. But y'all know what we got from that comment? Star Labs battle, and I was here for it. The minute I saw Frost taking the Velocity X, I nearly passed out. When they took off, this whole sequence, the way it was shot, combining the ice and the lightning, I said, this is magic. It was so good and it looked so nice, especially with my girl's suit. From them trailing up the buildings to her ice shield. Then he knocked my homie out because her Velocity X was running out. But she had just enough energy left with the help of Allegra to knock him back to Star Labs. He ends up knocking them all out and he opens the portal anyway. And y'all, I've imagined him seeing Iris again after all this time. And it did not look like this. This dude, he's emotionless. So when he sees her, he's telling her it's time for her to come through. And my girl, this is her husband, you know, she's fine right now for the most part. She's fine. She hasn't seen him though in so long. She's not sure. Am I seeing things? No, girl, this is your man and he came to get you. Technically, he doesn't want you, but the information that resides within your brain. So it is Barry, but it's not. And she is not trying to go. I said, that's right, girl. You stay loyal to your team, because she realizes something is off with him. Why are you acting like this? We can't leave them. They're really hurt. They need attention. And he is amping it up, dragging her to come through that portal. And she is digging her heels. She is not trying to go. No, take them. Take them or leave me. Do not take me. And he is not trying to have it. Higher and higher until it gets to the warning level, and she's trying her best to fight it, y'all. But it gets to the point where it's too much. So my girl comes through, and she stops, and she looks at him, and he looks at her, and she falls out with the rest of them up in the speed lab. Now she's laid out and she's having seizures. Barry, seeing how she is right now, this shocks him back into feeling some emotions, and he ends up destroying the artificial speed force. But at the same time, look at everyone that's in here. Miller and Singer's still in there, and they need help. We're getting Wells back. I knew my man Tom wasn't going for good. They showed. When Eobard had killed the real Harrison Wells, we're coming full circle, y'all. Back in season 1, and now we see the grave and him coming up. I said, give me back Wells. Y'all, if anything, Barry done made Eva crazier than she already was. She about to make the Mirrorverse take over all of Central City. Sat here and took one of the cops. I said, now they gotta find a replacement. So now going into next week, we've gotta be building up to the end of Eva, y'all, because she is doing too much. And the team has yet to find a good solution to taking her down. And now we have some other issues that we have to take care of Like I'm on the team. Yes, I am. To figure out what's going on with Iris now that she is out of the Mirrorverse, but because she was in there for so long and because of how abruptly she was ripped out of it and she was having seizures, girl gonna need some help. And she's gonna have to go see Dr. Finkel because she's gonna need some mental help. And now with the artificial speed force being destroyed, we have the issue of Barry's speed. But luckily, Caitlin and Cisco are back, so I feel like slowly but surely, we're going to be making some progress. And now with Chester and Allegra, the team is slowly coming back together. So they're going to figure something out. It's going to be a little while before Iris is fully able to return to the normal life, basically. Same with Camilla and Sing when they get out. But with Iris more specifically because she was in there for a longer period of time. I am ready to see how they're going to get Sing and Camilla out now, because they basically used what they had to bring out, okay, they didn't use it. Barry used what they had to bring Iris out. So now, especially with Camilla and Sing suffering in there because they were brought in by the mirror gun, so they're gonna have to get out soon and get some help. Somebody gotta figure that out. And hopefully I see my man Wells next week too. I'm gonna be waiting. That was this week's episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next week. Peace.